Welcome to Back to Mexico, and in this video we're gonna be talking about what's going on at the border, at the US-Mexico border of Tijuana, the largest border in the world, and that's probably why there's never a dull moment here. It's definitely been a crazy ride 2025 with all the shenanigans that have been going down there at the border. First off, the first video that I made was because people were saying something strange was happening at the border. All of a sudden, there was no lines, there was no waiting. This is at the beginning of the year, and this is where we were at. Everybody was wondering what was happening. Was immigration cracking down on everybody? It seemed like the border agents were asking a lot of questions, especially with the visa holders. There was a lot of fear. People didn't want to go into the US out of fear of getting their visas taken away. There was many speculations that a lot of people were very happy because of this, because there was no line. They were able to get to work on time or get to their destinations across the border on time. But that didn't last too long, you guys, because things got even crazier at the borders. Before all this started, so before the start of 2025, they had put these agents in yellow neon jackets that people started nicknaming the minions. And here is a picture coming up so you have an idea. These guys were supposed to be there to redirect traffic and make sure that nobody was cutting in line, because there was a lot of complaints of people cutting in line. So in 2024, they put these minions at the border. They were nicknamed the minions by the people. They were found to be corrupt, so they took them out and put these transito agents at the border, and they were also caught taking bribes on video as well. So you'll be able to see later on what the deal is with them. I think they're still at the border as far as we can tell, but now there's a whole investigation going on. But now, after all the tariff tensions with the US, they have put the National Guard at the border. So they are just basically checking randomly every car that's trying to come into the US. They are searching people's cars inside and out. Here we have this guy saying they took his vape. I mean, they don't seem to have a set of guidelines. They're kind of just asking people, hey, we're gonna check your car, and then they're like opening doors, opening trunks. We all know that sometimes the border agents do that as well, but these guys, they really got no rhyme or reason. The Mexico government put them there because they made an agreement with the US apparently to make sure that nothing illegal is getting into the US from Mexico. So it's crazy. It's really just for show from what I've seen, from what people are saying on Facebook. They're really just making the traffic worse. They're stalling everyone kind of at the front of the line, and so people are just kind of like tired of all the shenanigans going on there. Sometimes people are saying, oh, it's empty, there's no line, there's no traffic, everything's great, and then the following day it's like, well, the National Guard is here. They're asking all these questions. They're checking everyone's car. Some people are saying it's the border agents that are, asking all these questions, like why, how often I cross. And then the other thing that is being affected is the sales. So there was a whole article here that basically the people that sell, all the salespeople that sell things at the border were saying that their sales went down by 80% after Trump took the office, after the new president took the office. Yeah, we're still really not sure what's going on there. I mean, this is to be continued, but so it seems like in the last couple of weeks or the last few days, I have seen a lot of complaints about the line just taking forever to cross into the US. People that come to work every day from Mexico to the US are saying that it's taking them 4 hours to cross in the morning on the weekday, when it didn't take that long back in the day. So things are definitely escalating. I don't think I've seen too many reports of the line being empty like we did a couple months back. So that that news that you saw, it came out, and then shortly after it was just complaints and complaints about the lines at the border being super long, about the National Guard just making their presence there for whatever reason. You know that the government, the Mexican government and the U.S. government, fighting about tariffs. One of the conditions was to make the border safer. But honestly, I don't think that putting the National Guard there is doing anything. I believe that a lot of people think the same way, but let me know what you think on the comments. I mean, I see a lot of stuff coming up as far as people commenting that they are not happy with the National Guard being there. I hope that something good comes out of it, because we all want to be safer for sure. My relatives still cross, not every day, but maybe once or twice, 1 to 4 times a month, I would say, and they haven't seen anything crazy. I was there a couple weeks ago. I was in Tijuana for a couple days. I was actually there, and then I went to Guerrero, and then I came back and I was there for a couple more days. And both of the times that I was there, I didn't really see anything crazy, to be honest with you. But these are reports from the people that cross pretty much every single day, or very often. There's complaints left and right for sure. Again, this is the largest border, I believe, in the world, or the most transited border of the world. So it's no surprise. The other thing that is going around is that now the National Guard or the local police are pretty much making a checkpoint right when you enter Mexico, which is something you don't see very often. So you cross customs and you cross Mexico immigration, so to speak, into the Mexican border, and then there is another checkpoint. So that's also causing bottlenecks and delays on the way out. It's just overall making it very frustrating for everyone that's trying to go in and out of Mexico. Talking about that, I do want to bring something up as well before we go back to the minions. There is now checkpoints set up on the US side as well when you are exiting the US. There used to be really nothing there, but now there is checkpoints set up, and they are starting to do that randomly. Not very often, but they got a way to block you from exiting the country which could be a good thing if there's somebody trying to leave the US if they've committed a crime. As we've seen in the news, there's incidents every now and then, but now they have the ability to block you from exiting the US. And you know, they are definitely tightening up all the border security, which is great. I am all for that. But it seems like it's more chaotic and more unorganized on the Mexico side. So I guess we will see what happens. I mean, I'm not sure how long the National Guard will be there. There have been no announcements. It appears that they are still there now. It's just, like I said, very random, as far as sometimes they will be on one side of all the lanes, because there's several lanes that come into this border checkpoint here. Sometimes they'll be just on the one side, mostly on the Sentry lane side. Everything that we are talking about here is mostly gathered from people that are at the border that are coming back to these Facebook groups. There's different Facebook groups, and they're telling everybody else, hey, this is happening here. I saw this. People are putting videos, pictures, sort of like documenting everything. Because I haven't seen that much on the news. Nobody really talks about this on the news. Here is a local channel that they're talking about. They took the minions. The minions are gone. Now we have these new agents. They are Tránsito agents, which is like police, transit police. But guess what? They didn't last too long. I think they put them there at the beginning of the year. I don't recall the exact date, but this guy was announcing, hey, you know, the minions are gone, you know, no more letting people in for the, you know, the $20 that people were saying, because they did get caught getting paid by some of the people to cut in line, basically. So they were like, it's gonna be great now, these agents are gonna handle it. Well, it didn't last too long. There was people commenting even on that video saying that, hey, it's just a different uniform, but it's gonna be the same thing. They're actually, transit police are actually have a bad rap in Mexico and in Tijuana. You know, these guys are probably gonna charge $40, not $20 like the minions. I mean, there was a lot of comments, and guess what? It didn't last too long. They were right. So now we got a very recent request from the mayor of Tijuana. He is saying, please, if you see them taking a bribe, take your cell phone out and record whoever is there, whether it's transit police or the regular police. I'm not sure. It's a little confusing because they're not really saying what they're doing, who they're putting out there. I mean, it's chaos. It's chaos, and I guess we'll see what happens. So hopefully we'll see you on part 3 of what's going on at the border. Thank you for sticking to the end of the video. See you on the next one.